Good afternoon. It's day number 3 of NCAA Southeast Regional number 1. And it's the championship game for the regional. We have Limestone, who come in at 2-0 in the regional, taking on North Georgia, who are the hosts of the regional, who come in at a 2-1 record, having fought through the elimination bracket in yesterday afternoon's competition. We started out on Thursday with this North Georgia team losing to North Greenville, the number 8 seed in the Southeast overall, by a 2-1 score. This Limestone team was able to beat Lenore-Ryan by a 5-3 score. So that set up Limestone and North Greenville in the winners bracket game yesterday morning that was moved up due to weather. Limestone beat North Greenville 4-1, and so they moved into this championship game. North Georgia beat Lenore-Ryan 8-3, and they beat North Greenville 2-0 in back-to-back games to set us up with this matchup right here. We're going to go to short break. We'll come back with first pitch and starting lineups for you here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I am a brother.
I'm a freshman.
I am an artist.
I am an entrepreneur.
I am a civilian.
I am a junior.
I am an ambassador.
I am a music teacher.
我是国际学生.
I am a commuter.
I'm an actor.
I am an intern.
I am a researcher.
I am a senior.
I am an athlete.
I am a veteran.
I am a sister.
I am a sophomore.
I am a singer.
I am an educator.
I am a scientist.
I am a resident.
I am a writer.
I am a leader.
I am a cadet.
I am a volunteer.
I am a musician.
I am a tutor.
We are UNG.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Enough.
Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks.
Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Welcome back here as we get started. Get ready to get this championship game started on day 3 of NCAA Regional, Southeast Regional number 1. Starting lineups first for the visiting North Georgia Nighthawks, who are visiting in their own park, being the visiting team due to the fact they came out of the elimination bracket to make it into this ball game. Leading off, playing short, number 21, Sydney Sprague. Batting second, and center, number 9, Steph Hartness. Batting third, the designated player, number 0, Alicia Frierson. Batting fourth at first, number 10, Jessica Finch. Batting fifth and right, number 5, Kaylin Anthony. Batting sixth, behind the plate, number 8, Shelby Hammondtree. Batting seventh and left, number 33, Lexi Duncan. Batting eighth at second, number 32, Jordan Deep. And batting ninth and at third, number 7, Hannah McSwain. Sprague will step into the box here, facing Josie Weber, who comes into this ball game for for Limestone, with a 22-4 record, an ERA of 1.64 on the year, making her 29th appearance or 27th start. Has thrown 158 innings, given up 131 hits, 43 runs, 37 of them earned, 37 walks, and 100 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .225 against her, and quickly ahead of Sydney Sprague. No balls, 2 strikes here. And on the line in this ball game, if Limestone win it, then they move on to the Super Regional for the Southeast region. They'll play the winner of they'll play either Pfeiffer or Armstrong State. If they win, the 0-2 is lined to first for out number 1 by Sprague. If North Georgia wins, then we go to an if necessary game that is scheduled for 2:30 this afternoon, and then the winner of that game will go to the Super Regional. So a lot on the line in this ball game. But at the end of the day, we'll see either Limestone or North Georgia in their season here in this regional. Steph Hartness coming to the plate. He's been red hot here in the regional, comes in with a .451 average overall, 12 homers, 45 RBIs. And the 1-0 to Hartness. Outside for ball 2. Hartness in the last game yesterday afternoon, 3 for 3 in that ball game. Excuse me, she was 2 for 3 in that ball game with a couple of singles. In the first game yesterday afternoon, 3 for 3. She came up with a couple of doubles and a triple on that one and went 3 for 3 in game 1 against North Greenville with a single, a double, and a triple. So it's been a good regional so far for Hartness in her senior season. 3-0 pitch on the way, and it's low for ball 4. So she's able to draw a walk here with 1 out in the top of the first inning, and that'll bring Alicia Frierson to the plate. She's a .368 hitter on the year, 3 homers, 37 RBIs. North Georgia with the runner on first. We'll see what they decide to do here. If they decide to try to move the runner up to second. Hartness is a pretty good runner, though, down there at first. 22 of 25 in stolen bases, so certainly a stolen base threat for the Nighthawks. First pitch here to Frierson is high and in for ball 1. Turner and Shelton at the corners for Limestone, anticipating the bunt. They're playing in front of their respective bags. We'll go ahead and set the defense behind Josie Weber for you, left to right in the outfield. It'll be Mabry in left. That's Bailey Mabry, Emma Swearingen in center, and Caroline Hill in right. And at the hot corners at thirds here is Shelton. At first, Sydney Turner. As the pitch here finds its own for strike 1, pops in and out of the mitt of the catcher, Macy Parker, and then up the middle for the Saints at second, Shay Reynolds. At short, Sam Thornton, and then, of course, Josie Weber in the circle, the designated player for Limestone, Jordan Howell today. As it's a 1-1 count on Frierson. Hasn't shown a bunt yet in this at-bat. The 1-1 pitch finds the inside corner for strike 2, and that's something you will see a lot from Weber in this ballgame. Likes to work the outside corner, but not just the outside corner, really likes to get the black of the plate. So very, very difficult pitches for hitters to hit. And the 1-2 pitch. Just missed the inside corner there. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just that one just a tad bit inside from the pitch before. Don't see too much off-speed stuff from her, but is an overpowering pitcher in the sense that she's not going to strike you out. She doesn't have that overpowering of stuff, but does get a lot of easy ground ball outs and a lot of easy outs like we saw Sydney Sprague head into, as that pitch is going to miss for ball 3, and down to second with a stolen base is Hartness. So a full count with 1 away. Hartness able to steal base number 23 of the season. So the speed coming into play there for the North Georgia center fielder, and a runner in scoring position for Frierson. And the pitch is hit foul over the first base dugout. Frierson is only 1 for 9 so far in the regional. So she struggled a little bit here, but was able to get a base hit against Lenore Ryan yesterday in the first game that North Georgia played in the afternoon with an RBI, scored a run as well. And the 3-2 delivery on the way. Just missed inside for ball 4, so Frierson will head down to first. Second consecutive walk is issued by Weber. And that'll bring Jessica Finch to the plate. Finch is hitting .246 on the year, 3 homers, 29 RBIs. Been swinging the bat pretty well of late. In the regional, 3 for 10. Has driven in a couple of runs. Did that against Lenore Ryan yesterday. Went 3 for 7 in the Peach Belt Conference tournament with 3 RBIs. So she's got 5 RBIs in conference tournament and NCAA Southeast Regional. As we'll have an early meeting on the mound. North Georgia with runners on first and second. Only one away here in this top of the first inning. And it's been a little bit of a struggle at the plate for the Nighthawks. They were held to 1 run Thursday afternoon against North Greenville. And it was Amanda Coffrin for the Crusaders, who were eliminated last night, that held North Georgia to collectively 3 runs in 14 innings. The Nighthawks were able to come back out in the first game yesterday, put 8 runs on Lenore Ryan, and really looked like they were back to their old selves, put 12 hits on the board and hit well with runners in scoring position. But another tough game against Amanda Coffrin last night. North Georgia comes out on top in that one. They were able to get a 2-run homer from Sydney Sprague, the only scoring in the ball game, and got a complete game shutout from Kylie Smith, who will be in the circle for them again today. It's been a different story for Limestone in this tournament. They were able to beat North Greenville yesterday by a 4-1 score. Weber in the circle through 7 innings, only gave up 3 hits and 1 run. As the 1-1 delivery here to Finch is hit foul down the first base line. Limestone was able to beat Lenore Ryan by a 5-3 score in their first game on Thursday. Weber came out of the bullpen, only gave up a hit, no runs. Went an inning and 2/3 in that one. And the 1-2 here is hit up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Rounding third, coming home, Hartness heading to third as Frierson. The throw was high and got back to the backstop from the outfield. Heading to second is Finch. And so it's an RBI single for the North Georgia first baseman. And the Nighthawks are able to get on the board early here in this ball game. Still threatening, though, with runners on second and third and 1 away. Time was called for just a second to let Frierson kind of work through a little bit of pain down there at third. Not sure if when she rounded the bag she had to really hold up really quickly, and looks like she's in a little bit of discomfort, but she'll be okay. She'll stay on third. And the quick meeting behind the Limestone infield is broken up. So they'll be behind for the first time in this tournament. And North Georgia comes out early here in the first game this afternoon, able to score a run, and now threatening further still in the inning with Kaylin Anthony coming to the plate. Anthony is a .356 hitter with 7 homers, 44 RBIs. She's got 3 hits in the regional. That first pitch missed for ball 1. So it hasn't been as good a start to the ball game as Josie Weber would have hoped for. She'd been pretty dominant throughout this tournament, throwing 8 2/3 innings. Only giving up 1 run through the complete game against North Greenville yesterday. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Missed inside for ball 2. And after the line out to first, it was hit rather softly by Sprague to start the ball game. It's been walk, and base hit for Finch. And the 2-0 finds the plate there for strike 1. Anthony 3 for 9 with a couple of RBIs and a run scored in this regional. It's really been all hands to the pump on offense for North Georgia, trying to get runs from everybody that they can. Other than Hartness, it's really been a collective team effort to score runs in this regional. As Anthony lays down the bunt there, the toss home is going to be in plenty of time to get Frierson. Anthony will head to second. So the bunt laid down by Anthony, but perhaps laid down a little bit too hard as the easy throw made to home to tag out Frierson. So 2 outs now. And not sure what the discussion was about there. That's something being written down in the book of the home plate umpire. It's Monique McMurray behind the plate. Sean Schumacher at first, and Anthony Smalls at third. As the pitch here finds the inside corner for strike one, as this is Shelby Hammondtree at the plate. Hammondtree is a .314 hitter with 9 homers, 41 RBIs. Had a rough regional 2 for 10 so far. 0-1 pitch. Finds his own there for strike 2. As Weber is now battled back after getting the bunt out at home, or the tag out at home off the bunt. Able to come back now and get ahead of Hammondtree with runners still on second and third and 2 away. And the 0-2 is hit in the air into right field. Hill going back, still going back. She'll make the catch, running onto the track for out number 3. So Hammondtree drives the ball to right, but Hill able to make a nice running catch near the wall in right field. We're through a half inning here in Dahlonega in Game 6 in the championship game, and North Georgia able to jump out to a 1-0 lead. Limestone coming to bat here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% will go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
And it's Limestone who will come to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning, already down 1-0. Offensive side of their lineup looks like this. The left fielder Bailey Mabry will lead off. Shortstop Sam Thornton hits second. Dangerous Caroline Hill, who's had a pretty good regional, batting third, playing right. Cleanup hitter Emma Swearingen hitting the ball very well for the Saints as well. And center, batting fifth at first, Sydney Turner. Batting sixth, the catcher Macy Parker. Batting seventh at third, Sierra Shelton. Batting eighth, the designated player Jordan Howe. And rounding out the lineup in the ninth hole, the second baseman Shay Reynolds. They will face Kylie Smith, who was able to throw 13 2/3 innings yesterday. Only gave up 2 runs through a complete game shutout for the Nighthawks to get them to this championship game. Comes in with a 29-5 record, an ERA of 0.91. Making her 41st appearance, 34th start, 19 complete games, as that first pitch missed low for ball 1. 223 innings thrown by the freshman this year, 142 hits, 41 runs, 29 of them earned, 60 walks, 236 strikeouts as she hits the same spot. Missed outside once again for ball 2. Pitch has got to be coming in there low because it does look like it's over the outer third of the plate, but it's a 2-0 count on Mabry. And the pitch a little bit higher in there for strike 1. And Mabry on the year, a 376 hitter with 2 homers, 17 RBIs. As that ball is hit into center field. Hartness coming on, going to make the catch for out number 1. And Smith able to get Bailey Mabry, who is a real speedster for Limestone. 23 for 25 in stolen bases. It's going to bring Sam Thornton to the plate. First pitch to Thornton missed for ball 1. Thornton's a 221 hitter on the year with no homers, 10 RBIs. And Smith back with the 1-0 that's hit in the air into shallow right. Anthony coming on. She's not going to get there. The ball is going to get by her. And heading to second is Thornton. It'll be a base hit. A double for Thornton here in this bottom of the first inning. So North Georgia went with 1 out in the top half of the inning. Limestone trying to go with 1 here in the bottom half of the inning, and the aforementioned Caroline Hill coming to the plate. 400 hitter on the year, 10 homers, 53 RBIs. Went 3 for 3 against North Greenville yesterday with 3 RBIs. Also had a homer in that ball game. And the pitch finds the outside corner there from Smith for strike 1. This is a pretty tough customer at the mound. Don't want to give her a pitch that she can drive. And we saw her drive one off of Brooklyn Fort yesterday in the bottom of the 3rd inning as that ball hit to second, and deep will toss to Finch for out number 2. But Smith able to get her to ground out. Heading to third on the play is Thornton, so the tying run at third for Limestone. A little bit easier for her to score as Emma Swearinger will come to the plate. We'll set the defensive lineup for the Nighthawks for you quickly. Left to right in the outfield will be Duncan in left, Hartness in center, Kaylin Anthony in right. At the hot corners for the Nighthawks, Han McSwain at third, Jessica Finch at first. Up the middle at short, Sydney Sprague at second, Jordan Deep, Shelby Hammondtree behind the plate with Kylie Smith in the circle to complete the battery. The 0-1 pitch on the way, high for ball 1. And the 1-1 here to Swearinger is low and nearly gets away from Hammondtree for ball 2. That's the danger of having a runner at third. If that ball gets away and gets a considerable distance away from the catcher, it gives that runner a good chance to try to come in and score. Thornton has scored 13 runs this season for Limestone and is 4 for 7 in stolen bases as the count now 3 balls into strike. And the 3-1, low for ball 4. Swearingen took a second to toss the bat away. Wasn't sure if the strike was going to be called there or not. So that'll bring Sydney Turner to the plate. Turner, a 290 hitter with 6 homers, 34 RBIs. 2 for 5 in this regional. As that ball hit to short, Sprague will toss the short way to deep at second, and that will end the inning for Limestone. So they're able to get a runner to third with 2 away, get a walk to put runners on the corners, but Kylie Smith able to get a ground out to short to end the inning. We're through 1 complete. It's North Georgia 1, Limestone 0 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division II Softball Championship, May 25th through 29th at Moyer Park in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance, a monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
Back here for the top of the second inning, it'll be the bottom third of the order for the Nighthawks as they were able to send 6 batters to the plate, pick up a run in the first. Lexi Duncan, Jordan Deep, Hannah McSwain will come to the plate in this inning to face Josie Weber in the top of the second. So Duncan will come to the plate in this ball game. On the year, Duncan's a .345 hitter as that ball fouled into the screen for strike one. She's got 1 hit in the regional in 9 tries. Looks like rain is starting to fall here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium. Thought we might get some rain. Hopefully that's all we'll get. No thunderstorms. Try to keep this game from being delayed. First pitch, low for ball 1, and well, count even at a ball and a strike. It's an all turf field here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium, so not going to affect the playing surface at all. Might affect perhaps the softball, might make it wet. It'll play a little bit quicker too as that ball will skip across the turf. As the pitch here is hit to short, Thornton will glove, throw across the infield to get Duncan by half a step for out number 1. So Weber able to get the strike, get the ground out, and that'll bring Jordan Deep to the plate. Deep's a 189 hitter on the year, and is yet looking for her first hit in the regional as 0 for 6. Has picked up a couple of walks. And the first pitch here, high for ball 1. In fact, looking back to her last 7 games, Deep has yet to pick up a base hit, so really in a slump here at the end of the season. And the 1-0 pitch finds the strike zone there, and the count even at a ball and a strike. Deep does have power, 6 homers, 15 RBIs on the year. So tells you a lot of those homers have come with no runners on base. And the 1-1 delivery just missed the inside corner there. 2 balls and a strike, so a little bit of a feast or famine type pitcher, or type hitter, excuse me, for North Georgia. Two-one delivery. High there for ball 3. So we're in the top of the second here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium. The rain really coming down now here early in this afternoon. And it looks like Reynolds at second headed into the dugout. Maybe her glasses fogging up, or might have water on them or something of that nature. As it was really overcast skies to start the day, and we were really hoping that the rain would hold off, but it has made its way here to Dahlonega. As we thought there might be rain yesterday, but it held off, and it's making its presence known here, as there will be a meeting at the mound. And it looks like Reynolds at second had to go get the hat, I guess, to keep the moisture from getting on the glasses. So we'll see how much of a factor this rain, if it continues, which we expect it might throughout the day, how much of a factor it will play in one, maybe even both of the ball games. If we have 2 ball games today, North Georgia has to win this game to advance to the if necessary game, which is scheduled for 30 minutes after this. And that pitch missed for ball 3. And Weber back with the pitch. Yeah, it's hit foul back to the screen deep, able to stay alive. And the count full. So Deep looking for her first hit of the regional. Looks like they still haven't started down in Savannah either. There's supposed to be some nasty weather rolling through there today. That's the other half of the Southeast NCAA tournament play as Deep goes down swinging there for out number 2. It's Pfeiffer and Armstrong State in the championship game down there. Pfeiffer coming out of the winner's bracket. Armstrong State had to win 2 games yesterday, beat Carson Newman, and then had a no-hitter that allowed them to advance to the championship game. No-hit Young Harris, a familiar opponent, as that ball is hit down the left field line, fair by McSwain. So Hannah McSwain able to pick up a 2-out single to left. So McSwain continues her good hitting in this regional and good hitting to end the year. That's her 5th hit of the regional for the Nighthawks, and now Sydney Sprague will come to the plate. Had the all-important 2-run homer yesterday in the elimination game against North Greenville that got them to this point. Hit that 2-run homer off of Amanda Coffrin, and it came in the top of the 3rd inning, the only scoring that would be done all ball game long. Lined out to first, her first time up. And Weber back into the box and delivers. That ball is popped up on the infield, and it'll be Shelton at third who will make the catch for out number 3. So North Georgia able to get a 2-out single, but Josie Weber able to retire the Nighthawks. We head to the bottom half of the second. It's still North Georgia 1 and Limestone nothing here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
This is why we love sports. It's in the way they play, free from the pressures and all the money talk. Playing for simply the love of the game, where everyone has a shot at their definition of success on and off the field. This is what we love about sports, and what we can still love about college sports.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And it's 6-7-8 due up for Limestone here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, able to get a couple of runners on and get a runner to third in the bottom of the 1st, but Kylie Smith was able to pitch out of trouble in that inning. As the rain continues to fall here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium, the Hill as it's called here. And so Not sure how long this is going to last. It won't really affect the game as long as we don't have lightning in the area because it is an all-turf field. So we'll be able to continue to play these ball games as long as some of the more severe weather stays out from around Dahlonega as that pitch missed for ball one. One-0 delivery there, low for ball two. Smith with 2 balls to start this inning. Macy Parker, the catcher, a .271 hitter with no homers, 16 RBIs. That pitch finds a zone for strike one, looking for her first hit of the regional, 0 for 4. Has scored a run, though, as she drew a walk in the game against North Greenville yesterday. And that pitch finds the zone for strike two. Scored a run in the 6th inning for Limestone that made it a 4-1 game at that point. That's what the score would finish. And so 2 balls, 2 strikes here. And the delivery in there for strike 3 called as Kylie Smith able to freeze Parker with an off-speed pitch there for her first strikeout of the ball game. Going to bring Sierra Shilton to the plate. Smith able to K10 in the complete game effort yesterday. Struck 2 out against Lenore Rhine and then had 9 more strikeouts in game 1 of the regional. So 21 strikeouts here in 20 2/3 innings pitched as that pitch low for ball one. And those numbers hold up and are consistent with what she's done all year for North Georgia. 236 strikeouts and 223 innings. That pitch outside for ball two. North Georgia team came into this regional number 5 in the nation in earned run average as a team at 1.41. Fielding wise, number 2 in the Peach Belt Conference with a 966 fielding percentage. So that pitch finds the zone on a 3-0 count for strike one. And that pitch fouled off down the third baseline. So now the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Shelton. So 111 hitter with no homers and 3 RBIs. And the swing and a miss there, so Smith able to get a strikeout looking. Battles back from 3-0 there and gets the strikeout swinging. So she struck out the first 2 Saint hitters she's seen in this inning. And that'll bring designated player Jordan Howe to the plate, making her first appearance in this regional. 244 hitter on the year, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Smith sets and delivers. Fouled back to the screen. Looks like both pitchers starting to settle into this ball game after up and down first innings for both. One delivery here. Finds the inside corner for strike 2. And Smith ahead. Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Trying to get a 1-2-3 inning here in the second. Something she got a lot of in her complete game yesterday. Had 5 1-2-3 innings out of 7. Allowed a hit and a walk in the first against North Greenville that she shut out and didn't allow another hit. Set everybody down in order until a single in the 7th. One point she had sat down 18 straight in that ball game. And the 2-2 delivery is fouled back to the screen. Howe able to stay alive. She's been able to battle back to pick up 2 more balls in this, or even this count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith back with the delivery, and that ball is ripped foul down the third base line. So that's something we'll probably see a lot more of on this turf. The ball will skid a little bit on the ground. So both of these pitchers will want to try to keep the ball off the ground here with the turf getting increasingly more wet. Want to try to keep the ball in the air and allow the catch to be made that way instead of, a ball that might normally be caught, hitter could get to, might suddenly skid through the hole for a base hit. But Kylie Smith not worrying about that as she strikes out the side against Limestone here in the second. We're through 2 complete. It's North Georgia 1, Limestone nothing here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Back here in the top of the third inning where the Nighthawks will have 2, 3, 4 due up in the order. Steph Hartness, who drew a walk and scored the only run of the ball game in the top of the first. Alicia Frierson and Jessica Finch, who were able to reach base all consecutively in that top of the first against Josie Weber. Hartness continued her red-hot hitting that we mentioned in the ball game. Numbers look like this for her. She's got 8 hits in the regional, has a double, 2 triples. 3 doubles, 2 triples in the regional. Has driven in a run. More importantly, has scored 3 runs for North Georgia. 3 of the 11 that they've scored, so she's got over a fourth of their runs. Been on base a lot for North Georgia. Seen her average climb to 451 at the start of this ball game, starting out at 429 at the end of the Peach Belt Conference tournament. So really heating up at the right time, as are other parts of this North Georgia lineup. They just haven't been able to get them clicking all at the same time for the most part in the postseason. And the 1-0 delivery here is low for ball 2. Saw them all click in the Lenore Rhine game where the Nighthawks put up 8 runs. Got a 2-run homer from Hannah McSwain in that game. Got 2 RBIs from Jessica Finch. Got RBIs from Hammondtree and Anthony. And another one from Hartness and Frierson. So had batters up and down the lineup, really driving in runs. As a 2-1 delivery here is ripped to first. Turner able to glove and touch first for out number 1. So Hartness hits the ball hard there, but Turner, a nice job of fielding the ball and touching first for out number 1. This is a pretty good fielding Limestone team. They're number 1 in their conference with a .970 fielding percentage, number 21 in the nation, so just outside the top 20, but good pitching, a good hitting team. Team ERA of 194 coming into this regional. That was good for 20th in the nation. So maybe not as gaudy of pitching numbers as North Georgia, certainly not as low a staff ERA, but certainly a very good pitching team that has led them this season. As the first pitch here is outside for ball one to Alicia Frierson, who walked in, advanced to third, but was cut down at the plate. Trying to score on a bunt by Kaylin Anthony in the 1-0 pitch. Check swing, she went. So a ball and a strike here on Frierson. She's got a hit, as we mentioned, in 9 tries in the Peach Belt Conference. Picked up 4 hits and 2 RBIs. 1-1 delivery, missed low for ball 2. It's a pretty young North Georgia team. You've got a freshman on the mound. You've got 4 upperclassmen in the lineup, 4 freshmen and a sophomore. As the 2-1 is fouled over the screen, the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So you've got a mixture of experience and youth in this lineup. So far it's been tough sledding at the plate for the Nighthawks, as we mentioned. Got heavy dosage of Amanda Coffrin for North Greenville, who were able to really fool the Nighthawks for most of this Southeastern Regional number 1. And another tough customer in Josie Weber here. The 2-2 pitch is high and away for ball 3. Saw her shut down the North Greenville attack yesterday. Saw her come in and shut down the Nora Ryan as well, only giving up a hit in relief. But the Nighthawks able to scratch across the run in the first, and that's really going to have to be the story of this ball game for both teams. Just see who can scratch across a couple of runs. It might come down to 2 or 3. 2 runs was all the Nighthawks needed. Well, they only needed really one run yesterday against North Greenville. Got 2, so they had a pretty comfortable margin in the bottom of the 7th of that ball game. But it might only be another run or 2 in this ball game as well, as we anticipate that both Weber and Smith will duel it out here in game 1. If North Georgia is able to win this ball game, it'll be interesting to see who's in the circle for both teams heading into what would be an if necessary game. It's Frierson on first with 1 away for Finch, who hits that ball in the air to left, but Mabry able to come in and make an easy catch for out number 2. So after the Frierson walk, it's a fly out for Finch. And the runner still on first, but 2 away for Kaylin Anthony, who was able to lay down a bunt with runners on second and third and 1 away, but a 3-2 put out at the plate, tagging out Frierson, who's on first, kept the Nighthawks from scoring a second run in that inning and really cut the inning short for North Georgia. And if that play's not made, then potential for runners to be second and third with 1 away and 2 runs across the plate. First pitch outside for ball 1, but Turner at first was able to toss the ball to Macy Parker behind the plate, and a really nifty play was her only chance to get the ball there. She was so close that a toss was the only way to effectively get the ball to the plate in time. And that kept North Georgia from scoring in the inning as Anthony hits the ball to center field here. Swearinger makes the catch for out number 3. Shelby Hammondtree, who was on deck, flew out to right to end that top of the first inning and might have changed the momentum of this ball game just a bit. North Georgia once again turned away here in the top half of the third. We head to the bottom half. Limestone coming to the plate, down 1-0 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Hey, Banks. Have a seat and let me make you uncomfortable. Up those grades, son, or the only position you'll be playing in college is sitting on me. You're still awake? Have a seat on old Mr. Bench. At least your buns will fall asleep.
Is this the one about the high school hotshot who gets benched in college?
Hey, Manti, move down.
It's a tearjerker!
Think of the NCAA as a spirit squad, cheering for student athletes at every big event and every small one. We'd be there in the classroom, at graduation, at their first job interview. Okay, so don't think of us as a spirit squad. Think of us as a mascot. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Number 9 hitter than the top of the order, due up for Limestone in the bottom of the 3rd inning, as it looks like the rain has slacked off a good bit, only sprinkling a little bit, as it rained pretty hard there for probably about 10 or 15 minutes or so. Might be like that all day for us, though, with pop-up showers everywhere. Bad weather across the state of Georgia this afternoon into this evening, and the weather wreaking havoc with the regional down in Savannah, Georgia right now. Still haven't started that ball game between Pfeiffer and Armstrong. The same situation as the one we have here. The winner, if Pfeiffer is able to win their first game, then they'll advance to the Southeast Regional. But if Armstrong's able to win, or excuse me, the Southeast Super Regional, if Armstrong's able to win, then they will play another, if necessary, game probably 30 minutes after the conclusion of that first game as well. Kylie Smith here delivers a first pitch to Reynolds, who's playing second for Limestone today. Shea Reynolds, a .246 hitter on the year with no homers, 5 RBIs. And the 0-1 is hit back to the mound. Smith gonna field, throw to first for out number 1. So 5 straight retired over the last couple of innings by Smith. And there's 1 away in the inning. We'll flip the lineup, and it'll be Bailey Mabry to come to the plate. She's 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. One of those hitters you'll want to have the ball hit in the air. She's a pretty speedy runner. First pitch here is on the outside corner for strike 1. Mabry 3 hits in 6 tries here in the regional. Has scored 3 runs and driven in 1 for Limestone. She's really been an integral part of the Saints being able to score 9 runs so far in this regional. Just 9 runs in 2 games. Only giving up 4 in total. The 0-2 pitch outside for ball 1. You'll see perhaps a little bit different pitcher or a little bit different pitching style than they've seen so far in the regional here against Kylie Smith. The reason she's so successful, has a plethora of different pitches she can throw in all counts and really throws the ball where she wants to in the zone. She's North Georgia's version of a Rembrandt in the circle, being able to paint corners and command the ball well in the zone. Not overpowering stuff for the most part, but she overpowers you with a plethora of off-speed pitches, change of speeds well, and is able to throw the ball where she wants to. But Sam Thornton able to pick up a base hit there. She's on base for the second time in the ball game. She's 2 for 2 today, and attacked the first pitch there against Smith and was able to hit the ball into left for a clean base hit with 2 away. Something you have to do against Smith, though, sometimes, in her attacking mindset. Might throw too good a pitch on that first pitch. That ball hit to short, and Sprague unable to field it. And Thornton will head to third. It'll be an error on the shortstop. So runners at the corners with 2 away, as Caroline Hill able to swing at the first pitch and hit that ball through the legs of Sprague at short. Runners on the corners with 2 away like we saw on the top of the first. Smith was able to get the number 5 hitter Sydney Turner to ground out into a fielder's choice in that inning, but she'll have Emma Swearingen at the plate for Limestone, who drew a walk her first time up. Swearingen 3 hits and 3 tries in the Lenore Rhine game with 2 RBIs and a double, 0 for 3 against North Greenville yesterday. First pitch low for ball 1. So she's 3 for 6 in the series. Dangerous cleanup hitter for this Limestone team. Came in hitting .288 with 7 homers, 43 RBIs outside there for ball 2. And they've gotten production from the top half of the order, but it'll have to be the bottom half that really makes the difference in this ball game, as Coach Davenport will head out and talk to the infield. They'll all come in and have a conversation with him. They were able to get 3 RBIs out of Caroline Hill in the 4-1 game yesterday. But with such a tough pitcher on the mound, you sometimes have to have contributions come from other places in the lineup. And they had an RBI from Sydney Turner in the first game out of the, I guess, bottom half of that lineup. Had a hit from Shea Reynolds. Yeah, it's a 2-0 delivery here. It swung on and missed. So Smith able to get a swing and a miss from Swearingen to the count, even at 2 balls and 1 strike. But other than Turner, after about the number 4 hitter in this lineup, it's really been tough sledding for Limestone as far as hitting goes at the bottom half part of that lineup, and to potentially be successful the rest of this ball game, they might have to start getting some hits, a couple of key hits from the bottom part of that lineup to try to score runs against a tough pitcher in the circle for the Nighthawks. Yeah, the 3-1 delivery here, and it hits Swearingen, so she'll head down to first. She's on for the second time in the ball game without the benefit of picking up a hit. Her second quote-unquote free pass of the ball game. Now the base is loaded with 2 away, and the aforementioned Turner will come to the plate. Sydney is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. All ground into a fielder's choice. 6-4 is how that was ruled. First pitch here is hit to third. McSwain going to make the catch. And so it's a line out to third that ends the inning with the bases loaded and 2 away. So the top half of the order able to get the bases loaded, but number 5 hitter Sydney Turner unable to drive them in, and she lines out to third. We're through 3 complete. It's North Georgia 1, Limestone nothing here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Top half of the 4th inning, it'll be 6, 7, 8. Hammond Tree Duncan deep due up for the Nighthawks to once again face Josie Weber on the mound, who has only given up a run on 2 hits in 3 innings so far, has not had an error committed behind her. So the line looks like this. North Georgia, a run on 2 hits and an error. Limestone, no runs so far, have picked up a couple of hits and have not committed an error. They're able to load the bases where the Saints in the top half in the bottom half of the 3rd weren't able to score. We'll see If the Nighthawks can come out and perhaps get a run in this inning and add to their lead as they try to stay alive in this 2017 Southeast Regional. Hammondtree steps in 0 for 1, hit a long fly ball to right that was caught on the track by Hill. First pitch here to Hammondtree is hit in the air, high and deep to left, but will be a well foul. Hammondtree 2 hits in the regional in 10 tries. One of them was a ground rule double in the Lenore-Rhine game that drove in a run. The 0-1 pitch here is hit in the air high and deep to right center. That ball is way back, and that ball is out of here over the fence in right center. So Shelby Hammondtree with her 3rd hit of the regional. She'll touch them all, and North Georgia will indeed get a run here quickly as the freshman catcher leads off with a homer to right center to double the lead to 2-0. So she hit the ball hard the first time, able to really get a hold of that one and put it over the fence in right center just in front of the scoreboard. And North Georgia 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. So it'll be Lexi Duncan that will act as almost the second leadoff hitter in the inning. Duncan is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. Picked up her first hit of the regional in the Lenore-Rhine game and hits that ball high and deep to left, but foul. Looked like that one had home run distance. Duncan just a little bit out in front of that one. Duncan yet to hit a homer this year, so what a time it would have been for that to have stayed fair and been her first homer of the year. As the 0-1 delivery on the way. That pitch missed low and in for ball 1, excuse me. Count even at a ball and a strike. Saw Hannah McSwain hit a homer yesterday, only her 3rd for North Georgia. And the 1-1 delivery is hit in the air and a shallow left center. Thornton angling out, able to make the catch for out number 1. Thornton, a shortstop with pretty good range for Limestone. Seen her make some nice plays tracking into the outfield. And that'll bring Jordan Deep to the plate, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Really tough sledding for her since the Columbus State series. In 7 games, she's gone hitless in 16 tries. Scored a run, though. Scored one against Lenore-Rhine in yesterday's first game for the Nighthawks. 1-0 delivery to Deep. Finds the inside corner for strike 1 and the count even. And Weber is ready and delivers quickly. Up and in for ball 2. Count even at a 2 balls and a strike. It's Hannah McSwain on deck, who's already singled for North Georgia and then the top of the lineup. Scoring their first run since the first inning. Got a leadoff homer from Shelby Hammondtree, the 3rd hit of the game for the Nighthawks. 2-1 delivery is hit in the air foul down the first base line. Weber able to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's homer number 61 on the year for this North Georgia team. That 2-2 was hit to second. Reynolds will glove, throw to first for out number 2. So after the leadoff homer, a pop up to short and a ground out to second. And Weber is 1 out away from escaping further damage in this inning, but Hannah McSwain coming to the plate for the Nighthawks. She's had a pretty good regional for North Georgia. Picked up her 5th hit of the regional. earlier in this ball game. 5th hit coming in 10 tries. He has a 2-run homer that she hit yesterday against Lenore Rhine. First pitch here is high and in for ball 1. Picked up 3 hits in 4 tries in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Scored a couple of runs, drove in a run in the championship game against Flaglers. She's been hitting the ball well here at the end of the season. 1-0 delivery on the way. That ball is ripped foul down the third baseline. The count even at a ball and a strike, and some much needed experience in the lineup for the Nighthawks too at the bottom part. As we mentioned, a lot of underclassmen in the starting lineup, including on the mound. The battery for North Georgia, pitcher and catcher, both freshmen. So McSwain, Finch, Hartness, Sprague playing key parts in the field and hitting in key places in the lineup. And has created a very balanced lineup for this Nighthawk attack. That's a 1-1 delivery. That's outside for ball 2. Josie Weber comes set and delivers. Low for ball 3. The count 3 balls and a strike. McSwain way ahead here. And Weber gave up a run quickly in this ball game in the top of the first. Another one here in the 4th. It's the first time she's given up multiple runs in an appearance. Limestone have only had to play 2 games, 1 each day in this tournament. As the 3-1 delivery is hit down the left field line. That'll be just foul by McSwain. And tried to rip that one down the line, but was about a foot or so foul to the left of that left field line. So the count will be even at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So this is territory Limestone not used to being in this Southeast Regional, trailing for the first time, as they were able to jump out ahead in both of their first 2 games. 3-2 delivery here is ripped to the second baseman. Reynolds able to make the catch heading into the hole, and that'll be out number 3 in the inning. But a leadoff solo homer by Shelby Hammondtree doubles the lead to 2-0 for North Georgia as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Nighthawks up 2-0 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I coined my definition of success in 1934. My definition of success is peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable. It's like reputation and character. Reputation is what others perceive you to be. Character is what you are.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
Take the pledge at itsonus.org and be a part of the solution.
We are challenging every Division II campus to take the pledge, to make a statement, and to make sexual assault unacceptable, because
it's on us!
6-7-8 due up for Limestone against Kylie Smith here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Saints now down 2-0 and have only been able to manage a couple of hits against Smith. They've been patient at the plate, gotten runners on via walks and hit by pitches, loaded the bases in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 outs, but were unable to drive in the runners there and got runners to the corners with 2 away in the bottom of the 1st, but were once again turned away by Kylie Smith. Delivers the first pitch ball to Macy Parker, who's doing the catching today. That pitch finds its own for strike 1. Parker is 0 for 1, struck out looking in the 2nd. Led off that top of the 2nd and was one of 3 consecutive Limestone batters to strike out in the inning. As Smith looked masterful there. The count, a ball and 2 strikes now. The only clean inning Smith has had so far in this ball game, had 5 of them in her complete game effort yesterday against North Greenville. Swing and a miss there, and the second strikeout of the ball game for Parker. And clean innings are something that she'll need in abundance today after throwing 13 and 2/3 innings yesterday, through upwards of 170 pitches between those 2 games as well. First pitch here is hit foul down the third base line. So we'll see if she's able to do the same for the Nighthawks in today's game, and potentially a game after this as well. If North Georgia is able to hold on and win this ball game, then we'll have an if necessary game to determine the champion of the Southeast Regional number 1, which is slated to start at 2:30. 0-1 delivery here, swing and a miss. Smith using that rise ball to get the strikeout of Parker to start the inning. Uses the rise ball there and gets Shelton to swing and miss for strike 2. So she's back in the circle and ready, and delivers. That pitch is hit in the air down the first base line, but foul. Finch was over there, the nearest Nighthawk, to giving it a look. Keeping you updated on the championship game for Southeast Regional number 2. Pfeiffer and Armstrong going at it there. That game is yet to start as the 0-2 delivery. Rise ball fell back to the screen. Smith went back to it, but Shelton able to just get a piece of that one. Expecting severe weather down there today and haven't started that ball game. So the winner of that game, or that game or 2 games, depending on if Armstrong wins, will play the winner of this championship game and possibly the if necessary game after it as well. And the 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Smith able to go to an off-speed pitch there, get the swing, get the miss. That's 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That is strikeout number 6 for her. She continues to rack up those strikeouts once again. Start this afternoon. First pitch here is hit to third. McSwain able to glove it, throw across, and get the out for out number 3. So Jordan Howe swings at the first pitch, able to put the ball in play, but Hannah McSwain able to knock the ball down and throw across the infield for out number 3. So we're through 4 complete. North Georgia still up 2-0 as we head to the top of the 5th here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I coined my definition of success in 1934. My definition of success is peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable. It's like reputation and character. Reputation is what others perceive you to be. Character is what you are.
From court to court and lane to lane under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Top of the order, 2 up for the Nighthawks here in the top of the 5th inning, leading 2-0. Gotten single runs in the 1st and the 4th, but Josie Weber has so far been able to contain this offense for North Georgia that averages 6 runs a game. That was number 2 in the Peach Belt Conference. Sprague go for 2 at the plate. The first pitch is hit off the end of the bat, foul down the first base line. Hit a soft liner to first in the first for the first out of the ball game, and also popped out to third in the second. Georgia sent 6 batters to the plate in the first. Since then, only 4 in the second, 4 in the third, and 4 in the fourth. 0-1 delivery here, fouled back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. So Weber has been able to really keep the Nighthawks from having extended innings in this ball game. Did give up the solo homer to Shelby Hammondtree to lead off the top of the fourth, but was able to battle back and sit down the next three Nighthawks in order. As the 0-2 delivery on the way here. Low for ball one. Sprague able to lay off that off-speed pitch from Weber. And mostly fastballs for her. And has had really good control of that fastball as well, hitting the blacks of both corners. And whenever you can do that with a fastball that's probably above average as far as the speed of the pitch, makes it hard for hitters to hit it, but Sprague able to line that ball to right. Hill had her played perfectly, comes a couple of steps in, to her left to make the catch for out number one. So Steph Hartness will come to the plate 0 for 1 with a walk, scored a run in the first. Came around and scored on a Jessica Finch RBI single up the middle. So the theme at the plate for the Nighthawks in this regional so far has been score enough runs to win with the good pitching that they've gotten. Had an offensive outburst against Lenore Ryan in their first elimination game yesterday afternoon, but against North Greenville only able to score 3 runs in 2 games and only 2 runs into the top of the 5th here as that 1-0 finds the inside corner for strike one. Been treated to some pretty good ball games here in this regional as well. The first one a thriller between North Georgia and North Greenville, the first game of the Southeast Regional here. Finished 2-1. Then we had a 5-3 Limestone win. Came back North Georgia with, by comparison, a blowout of Lenore Ryan, winning 8-3, even though that game was a lot closer than the score would indicate. North Georgia then came back and got a 2-run homer from Sydney Sprague in the top of the 3rd inning, as North Georgia did the only scoring in that ball game, won at 2-0, and we've got a 2-0 score here as that pitch finds the outside corner for strike 2. And North Georgia's only been able, as we mentioned, to score the single run in the first, as Jessica Finch was able to pick up an RBI single up the middle. Shelby Hammondtree hit the leadoff homer in the 4th. But other than that, Josie Weber been having a pretty good ball game. It's a 2-2 pitch. Just missed outside for ball 3. As it's Steph Hartness who's been able to hit just about everything she's seen in this regional. Up a couple of triples, 3 doubles. 3-2 delivery, high and in for ball 4, so she draws the second walk of the ball game. She hasn't been able to hit the ball in this ball game, but it's been valuable in that she's gotten on twice for North Georgia and used her speed to get to second in the top of the 1st inning. Was able to steal a base for the Nighthawks. That was steal number 23 on the year. She's 23 of 26 in that category. Able to reach with 1 out here like she did in the top of the 1st inning. Frierson was able to draw a walk in that situation. First pitch here to Frierson, down and in for ball 1. Parker, the catcher, came up looking to fire to second, but Hartness wasn't going on that play. We'll see if Coach Davenport late in this ball game decides to go with the bunt to lay down or if he lets Frierson swing away here. This wind looks like it's blowing out. 1-0 pitch. Down and in for ball 2, but the wind can do some pretty crazy things here at the UNG Sports Complex that encompasses Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium, where we're at here, where North Georgia plays their softball. Bob Stein Stadium above us is where North Georgia plays their baseball games, and above that is UNG Soccer Complex, where North Georgia plays their soccer games. But the backdrop for all 3 of those is Radar Ridge here in the background, and so with the wind being funneled in, coming with the ridge at the background, sometimes the wind can swirl out there and do some pretty crazy things with the softball, so we'll see if that has any bearing on this game as well. The wind has been blowing out right to left for the last 2 days. 3-0 delivery here to Frierson is hit to short. Thornton able to glove, throw to second for one, the throw to first, not going to be a time. A good hard slide there from Hartness, able to perhaps throw off Reynolds a little bit as that ball was roped on the ground to Thornton, who was able to make the turn pretty quickly, but hustling Frierson, the hustling Hartness, able to break that one up. The freshman was swinging on the 3-0 pitch and hit the ball hard just right at the shortstop. That'll bring Jessica Finch to the plate with 2 outs. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. Flew out to left in the third. First pitch delivery here, and it hits her. So she'll head down to first. Frierson will head down to second. Runners on first and second with 2 away for Kaylin Anthony, and looks like we'll have a pinch runner here. It's like it was Whitney Worth who was signaled for by Coach Davenport, and it would indeed be Worth, who scored 29 runs, stolen 6 bases in 7 attempts for North Georgia, so a speedy runner out there at second. Get the Nighthawks a little bit of an edge on the base paths if Kaylin Anthony can come up with a 2-out RBI hit here. Did that in the first game against North Greenville to drive in North Georgia's only run. Was able to pick up a 2-out RBI single in the game against Lenore Ryan in the top of the first inning as well. So she's hit the ball well with 2 outs. And the first pitch delivery here, high for ball 1. North Georgia would like to tack on another run here in the 5th, only up 2-0. As Limestone has been able to score 5 runs and 4 runs respectively in their 2 ball games. 1-0 delivery is hit in the air, foul. That'll get out of play over the Limestone dugout. Actually bounce off the dugout. And the count will be even at a ball and a strike. And a key at bat here perhaps as well with Shelby Hammondtree on deck, who's hit the ball hard in the air twice in this ball game. One of them snuck over the fence in right center for a solo homer in the 4th. 1-1 delivery is hit in the air, foul down the first base line, and the count, a ball and 2 strikes now. Certainly don't want to load the bases for her. Yeah, she's been a dangerous hitter all year for North Georgia as Hammondtree. At homer, she hit her 10th of the year. Kaylin Anthony, not a bad hitter either, as we mentioned. Come up with some clutch base hits so far in this regional. As a 1-2 delivery on the way, and it hits Anthony as well. So that'll load the bases with 2 away for the aforementioned Hammondtree, who's already homered once in this ball game. Has hit the ball hard twice. So back-to-back hit by pitches. Suddenly things are looking very dangerous for Limestone. Looks like head coach Amy Yates will head out there and have a conversation with her pitcher on the mound, as Weber was able to get the first 2 outs of the inning rather easily with a walk sandwich in between those, but a couple of hit by pitches. That last one really hurt as Anthony was down a ball and 2 strikes in the at-bat and loads the bases for North Georgia, who have been able to put the first 2 runs on the board in this ball game with single runs in the 1st and the 4th. Gotten some good pitching from Kylie Smith, who's been able to hold Limestone to 2 hits and no runs. Hasn't been quite as dominant as she was in the game against North Greenville yesterday afternoon into yesterday evening, but has been getting the job done for Nighthawks nonetheless. So if you're Weber here, don't want to give up any more runs. Want to try to keep this at a pretty manageable right now 2-0 margin. Here's the first pitch here to Hammondtree. Finds its own for strike 1. just 2 for 10 coming into this ball game. Did have a ground rule RBI double in the Lenore Ryan game. Was able to double in 3 tries yesterday against North Greenville, so recovered a little bit from her 0 for 3 start to the regional against North Greenville. The 0-1 pitch. Just missed the inside corner and the count, a ball and a strike with the bases loaded. And with Weber really struggling to locate the ball inside, might see her go more to the outer part of the plate, which is where that ball was pitched to Hammondtree in the 4th inning. She was able to extend and hit the ball with enough power to hit it out to right center in front of the scoreboard. 1-1 delivery is hit in the air into right field, and this play will be made by Hill for out number 3. So Weber able to win the battle there against Hammondtree. Gets a fly out to right with the bases loaded to end the inning. North Georgia once again turned away here in the 5th. We head to the bottom half as the Nighthawks are leading 2-0 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
The Saints will send 9-1-2 to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning as we're getting late in this championship game. They're being shut out by Kylie Smith, who's only allowed 2 hits in the ball game. Saints have twice gotten a runner to third with 2 outs, have been unable to drive that runner in though. Smith has been able to scatter those 2 hits, got pitched around an error and a hit batsman in the bottom of the 3rd inning. She got 1, 2, 3 innings in the 2nd and the 4th. Struck out the side in the 2nd, got 2 strikeouts before a first pitch ground out to 3rd in the 4th. So she'll head to work here in the 5th inning. And it'll be Shea Reynolds to come to the plate. Grounded out back to the pitcher to start the 3rd inning. First pitch here is popped up on the infield. Jordan Deep calls everybody off and is able to make the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Smith here in the bottom of the 5th inning. She's thrown 58 pitches, now 59 in this ball game, through over 170 yesterday, so she'll probably want to try to keep those pitch count numbers down again today as well. The first pitch finds its own 4-strike 1. Does it look like it's affected her any today, though, as she's really been in command of her pitches. Here in the 0-1. Ball is hit right back to her off her glove. McSwain will pick it up, but she's not able to make the throw to first. So Mabry will reach base for the first time today. It'll be an infield single for the St. leadoff hitter. That'll bring Sam Thornton to the plate, who's 2 for 2. Doubled in the first, singled in the 3rd. And the first pitch to Thornton finds his own at the belt on the inside corner for strike 1. So a dangerous hitter here. Want to try to retire Thornton as Mabry is now on base for the first time in front of her this afternoon. The 0-1 is hit into center field. That's going to get down. Hartness coming on, able to field, gets the ball into the infield. So back-to-back singles for the Saints to start the 5th inning. And they've got runners on first and second with 1 away, as Caroline Hill will come to the plate. Grounded out to second her first time up. Reached on an error to the shortstop Sprague in the 3rd, but she really hit that first pitch delivery hard in the third. We'll see if Smith makes an adjustment against her here. And the first pitch over the heart of the plate for strike one. Hill comes in the team leader with 10 homers. And the 0-1 delivery on the way. That ball is hit foul over the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. He had a homer against North Greenville yesterday. So she's already gone deep once in the regional. Hit the ball over the center field fence. And that one was a no-doubter. 0-2 delivery. He has hit up the middle. Sprague will glove, touch second to throw to first. It's got to be in time as Sydney Sprague able to turn a double play. Ranging to her left, steps on the bag, throws across the diamond to first for out number 3. So Limestone once again able to get a runner into scoring position. But the Nighthawks once again able to come up with a key play to keep them off the board. We're through 5 complete. Limestone still trails 2-0 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
This would be a great day to play perfect, wouldn't it?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
7-8-9 due up for North Georgia here in the top of the 6th inning, looking to add to their 2-0 lead with 7-8-9 hitters due up in the lineup, able to get a key double play started by Sydney Sprague in the bottom half of the 5th. We'll see if that momentum shifting defensive play can help the Nighthawks out at the plate here. It'll be Lexi Duncan to lead off, who's 0-for-2 with a ground out to first, a ground out to short and a pop out to short. So she's hit the ball to the left side 2 times. And she'll face Josie Weber, who's back in the circle, trying to hold the Nighthawks at these 2 runs. As Limestone have certainly had their opportunities in the ball game, haven't been able to take them yet. First pitch on the way here to Duncan is high for ball 1. Duncan had a little bit of a struggle here in the regional, only 1 hit. 1-0 delivery is hit in the air to center field over the head of Swearinger. That'll get down and get to the wall. So Duncan able to pick up her first hit of the afternoon, hits it over the head of Swearinger in center, and leads off the inning for the Nighthawks with a double. And it looks like we have a pinch hitter here for North Georgia. It'll be Kristen Atkins to come to the plate. As Jordan Deep has continued to struggle here in the regional. Atkins comes in a .286 hitter, 2 for 7 with a homer and 5 RBIs. Excuse me. 1 homer, 1 RBI, so she does have a solo homer on the year. Making her first appearance of the NCAA regional. First pitch finds the zone, pops the mitt at the knees on the inside corner for strike 1. Kristen's last at bat came against Columbus State on April 15th. That at bat, a solo homer to left field. And the 0-1 delivery finds the inside corner for strike 2 as Weber has greeted her with 2 very good pitches over the inside corner at the knees. Hannah McSwain waits on deck for the Nighthawks. The 0-2 delivery. Missed outside for ball one. Parker did a nice job of trying to funnel the ball back and sort of shape her glove to fit the corner, but didn't get the call there. Ball and 2 strikes. Duncan on second for the Nighthawks. 5 for 7 in steals. That one missed outside for ball 2. So a base hit into the outfield here could allow the Nighthawks to score a 3rd run of the ball game. Weber back in the circle. Checks the count. It's 2-2. And the delivery finds the inside corner for strike 3. Another perfect pitch on the inside corner. That'll be her second punch out of the afternoon. There'll be one away as Hannah McSwain will come to the plate. McSwain 1 for 2. Singled in the second, lined out the second in the fourth. She's hit the ball hard a couple of times today for the Nighthawks. So that runner still at second could be a key run in this ball game. The first pitch to McSwain, low and away for ball 1. Picked up a single and 3 tries in the final game yesterday afternoon. Scored a run, 1 of 2. Came around on the Sydney Sprague 2-run home run. Hit a homer herself in the second of the first ball game, singled and scored in the 6th. The 1-0 was ripped foul down the third base line. It was all over that delivery from Weber, but was out in front of it. And so the count, a ball and a strike. In our last 5 games, actually McSwain came into this ball game with a 6-game hitting streak, extended it to 7. That tells you how well she's been hitting the ball here at the end of the season and getting hot at the right time for the Nighthawks. 1-1 delivery is high and in for ball 2. She's been able to see the ball well in this regional as well. We saw her get those hits yesterday, but what was really impressive was she was able to pick up on the off-speed pitch thrown by Amanda Coffrin that not many hitters had been able to pick up all NCAA regional long. As that ball is ripped into the gap into left center field, another base hit for McSwain. She'll head around first, head to second. She's got an RBI double with 1 away, hits the ball hard again here in her 3rd at bat. She's 2 for 3, drives in the 3rd run of the ball game for the Nighthawks, and we'll flip the lineup, but Sydney Sprague will come to the plate. Sprague is 0 for 3, a soft line out to first, and popped out to 3rd in the second, flew out to right in the 5th. Sprague's got a couple of hits and 10 tries, had a couple of hits and 10 tries coming at this ball game, so she's 2 for 13 in the regional, but hits that ball in the air to left field, and the catch will be made by Mabry a couple of steps to her right for out number 2. So Sprague continues hitless in this ball game. 2 away for arguably the hottest hitter on this North Georgia team, Steph Hartness, who's 0 for 1 with a couple of walks so far. Had a couple of triples and a double in the Lenore Rhine game yesterday. Had a couple of singles in the North Greenville game. North Greenville and North Georgia matchup number 2. North Greenville matchup number 1 went 3 for 3 with a single, a double, and a triple. So the homer is the only thing she hasn't been able to hit so far in the regional. And the 1-0 delivery is hit into right center field. That's going to get down, and Swearinger able to knock it down in the gap, perhaps keep Hartness from going to 3rd, but coming around and scoring is McSwain. So the Nighthawks with back-to-back doubles. They've got 3 doubles in this inning, and now lead up by a 4-0 score, as they've been able to score multiple runs in an inning and been able to get multiple hits in an inning for the first time in this ball game. So key 2-out RBI double by Hartness will bring Alicia Frierson to the plate. She'll re-enter the ball game to hit here. And she was pinch run for by Whitney Worth last inning. So Frierson walked twice and hit into a fielder's choice, but ropes that ball to center, off the wall in center. Coming around and scoring easily is Hartness. As she touches the plate, Frierson slides into second. Swearinger, a nice job of playing that ball off the wall. Made it very, very close at second, and Hartness would have been, well, it would have been interesting to see if Hartness's run would have counted if Frierson was tagged out there for out number 3, as Hartness touched home plate just about the same time Frierson was heading into second, but it'll be another double for the Nighthawks. Another run scores in this inning. And now Jessica Finch will come to the plate. Finch is 1 for 2. RBI single in the first, flew out to left in the third, and was hit by a pitch and stranded at second in the fifth. It's another RBI opportunity here for the Nighthawk cleanup hitter. And the first pitch on the way. Missed high for ball 1. So the Nighthawks have picked up 4 doubles in the inning, scoring 3 runs. Gotten back-to-back doubles from Hartness and Frierson. 1-0 delivery. High for ball 2. And Finch way ahead here. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody up in the Limestone bullpen throwing right now, as North Georgia has been able to figure out Weber in this inning and have hit the ball extremely hard 4 times. And if not for that raised wall in center, Frierson's drive to center might have come pretty close to getting out of here. 2-0 delivery is popped foul. That'll get down. And Finch able to stay alive in the count. In the at-bat, it's 2-ball, 1-strike count. That ball was hit to really any other part of the park. Would have been a home run. But as a result of that raised wall and the 220 feet out there to dead center, it stays in the ballpark. It's 220 to dead center here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium. 210 to the gaps and 205 down the lines. So we'll have another meeting at the mound. Amy Yates out there. Looks like there's still not any action in that Limestone bullpen. So perhaps trying to let her junior pitcher pitch her way out of this inning. She does have 2 outs and a 2-1 count on Finch. So all she needs is 1 out to get out of this inning and limit the damage to 3. But that's 3 big runs on the board for the Nighthawks. As action now begins to occur in the Limestone bullpen. 3 big runs to make it 5-0 with the way Kylie Smith is throwing right now and the way she really threw in yesterday's ball game. 2 ball games as well. You would have to think 5 runs would be plenty for the North Georgia freshman. You do have to take into consideration she threw 13 2/3 innings and over 170 pitches yesterday, through a complete game in game 1. So every time she's been on the mound, she's pretty much had to go the entire game for the Nighthawks. So after the mound meeting, Finch ready again. She will come back and step into the box here. Got ahead 2-0, fouled off a pitch that was able to fall just out of the reach of Parker for a 2-1 count. Now fouls that one back to the screen, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Action in the North Georgia bullpen. Looks like that's Amber Johns and Bria Bush out there. And the 2-2 delivery on the way here. Ball is ripped into right field for a base hit. Rounding third, coming home is Frierson. She will score as the throw is just a little bit up the third base line. So Jessica Finch with her second RBI single of the day. The Nighthawks make it a 6-0 game. As Finch was able to drive that ball through the hole on the right side. That'll bring Kaylin Anthony to the plate, who reached on a 3-2 fielder's choice all the way back in the first, laid down a bunt that was pounced upon by Turner at first, tossed it to Parker behind the plate, and they tagged Frierson out for the second out of that inning. Is also flown out to center and was hit by a pitch. First pitch there over the heart of the plate for strike one. Shelby Hammond-Tree on deck, who's already hit a long ball for the Nighthawks today. North Georgia's been able to score 4 runs in this inning. They've gotten 4 doubles and a single. And took a 2-0 lead and really expanded upon it as that ball is hit high in the air down the left field line. Didn't have home run distance. Gets foul just to the left of the light pole down there. And an 0-2 count now on Anthony. North Georgia bidding to play another game this afternoon. It would be a winner-take-all, ironically enough. Game number 7 of the regional. Of course, Game 7's big in the sporting world, as it's usually a winner-take-all in any series. So the count now, a ball and 2 strikes on Anthony. She's had a couple of key 2-out RBI hits in this regional for the Nighthawks. That delivery is ripped foul down the third base line. Anthony picked up 2 hits and 8 tries in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Had a 7-game hitting streak broken up in the Flagler game. Had 2 hits against Lenore Rhine yesterday. He's held hitless in the North Greenville game to end the day. 1-2 delivery here is hit in the air into center field. Coming on, Swearinger. She'll make the catch for out number 3. But the Nighthawks able to plate 4 runs in the top of the 6th. They were able to get 4 doubles, and including a couple of actually 3 straight 2-out hits, 2 of them driving in runs for North Georgia. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. Limestone now down 6-0 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks. Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
And Limestone will send the 4, 5, 6 hitters to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They now have a monumental task ahead of them, trying to put 6 runs on this North Georgia pitching staff. That was one of the best in the nation coming into this NCAA regional. In fact, number 5 in the nation, number 1 in the Peach Belt Conference, only allowing 1.41 runs a game. Only allowed 2 to North Greenville in Game 1. Allowed 3 to Lenore Rhine, but got a shutout from Kylie Smith, who's in the circle now, in the final game yesterday afternoon. The 6 runs is always a monumental task, but now time getting short for this Limestone squad as well if they want to win the championship right here. They came in having won their first 2 games of the regional, so we're in the driver's seat for this game. It would have taken 2 North Georgia wins at the start of the game for them to win the championship. Would have just taken 1 from Limestone, but they've been beaten 6. They're being beat 6-0 right now by North Georgia, who's really dominated all facets of the game. They've gotten good defense, good pitching on the mound, and good hitting as well. As that ball hit in the air to left center field deep, and that ball is going to get out of here. So a leadoff homer for Swearinger. And a good start to the inning for the Saints. They're able to score their first run of the ball game, and we'll see if that gets the offense up and going in this bottom half of the 6th inning. For Swearinger, it is her 8th homer of the year. That'll be RBI number 44. The unfortunate thing about that homer for the Saints is it came with nobody on base. They've had their opportunities in this ball game, got runners to first and second with 1 away last inning, but North Georgia able to turn a double play in that inning. Had the bases loaded in the 3rd inning, but able to get a line out from the 5-hole hitter who's at the plate, Sydney Turner. Turner is 0 for 2. She's had really 2 good opportunities to put runs on the board for Limestone, but grounded out into a 6-4 fielder's choice in the 1st, and that line out to 3rd. As that ball is hit in the air to left field, Duncan to her left, able to make the catch for out number 1. So Turner is 0 for 3 in the ball game, and then you've got a couple of hitters coming up for this Limestone squad that have really struggled against Smith. One of those, Macy Parker, the catcher, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. In fact, the next 2 hitters in the Limestone lineup have both struck out twice against Smith. As that pitch misses outside the zone for ball 1. And the 1-0 delivery here is popped up on the infield. It'll be McSwain to come in and make the catch for out number 2. Got a good jump on that one. And 2 up, 2 down after the solo homer to start the inning. And the Nighthawks just 1 out away from sending this one to the 7th. As we've mentioned throughout the broadcast, this is NCAA Southeast Regional number 1, Regional number 2, taking place down in Savannah, Georgia. That game was scheduled to start for 11:30 today, but looks like that game, due to weather, has been postponed for the entirety of today, so that matchup between Pfeiffer and Armstrong State will take place tomorrow at 12 p.m. So the winner of this regional will have to wait till tomorrow to find out who they'll play, if they'll travel, if they'll host. If North Georgia wins, then they'll host the Super Regional here starting next week. But if Limestone wins, they'll have to wait on that result to find out if they will host the Super Regional or not, as that ball grounded to second, deep, able to make the catch and throw for out number 3. So Limestone able to get the leadoff homer from the center fielder, Swearinger to left. But that's all they get here in the 6th inning. We head to the top half of the 7th. Saints still trailing 6-1 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance. A monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
Hey, Banks. Have a seat and let me make you uncomfortable. Up those grades, son, or the only position you'll be playing in college is sitting on me. You're still awake? Have a seat on old Mr. Bench. At least your buns will fall asleep.
Is this the one about the high school hotshot who gets benched in college?
Hey, Manty, move down.
It's a tearjerker!
Yeah, North Georgia will lead it off with Shelby Hammondtree, 6-7-8 due up, as Nighthawks sent 8 batters to the plate, put 4 runs up in the 6th. As the umbrellas come out for a 3rd time here. Started raining pretty heavily at the beginning of this ball game. It slacked off. Had a little bit of a sprinkle in the middle. Yeah, now looks like the rain is starting up again. Not raining too hard at the moment, though, here to start the 7th inning. And a new pitcher in the circle for Limestone. That'll be Bailey Yarborough. As the first pitch over the heart of the plate for strike one. Yarborough, making just their third appearance of the year, has only thrown 3 innings through 2 appearances, yet to factor into a decision. An ERA of 0, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 Ks, no runs given up in those 3 innings. And the delivery here is hit hard down the left field line, foul by Shelby Hammondtree, who's 1 for 3. He's hit the ball hard twice in 3 at-bats. Flew out to the warning track and right in the first, homered to right center in the fourth, and flew out to right with the bases loaded and 2 away in the fifth. He's got a couple of extra base hits in this regional. As the 0-1 delivery low and bounces up there for ball 1. As the homer today, he had a double and actually had a couple of doubles in 7 at-bats, or only 2 hits in the day yesterday. One of those doubles, a ground rule double in the Lenore Rhine game. As the rain now coming down even harder. And the count 0-1 on Hammondtree. And the delivery is hit off the end of the bat to short. Thornton will glove throw to first for out number 1, able to get the hustling Hammondtree by about a step there. A 6-3 ground out, and that'll bring Lexi Duncan to the plate, who picked up just her second hit of the regional with a double to left center her last time up. Scored the first run of what would be 4 for North Georgia in that top half of the 6th inning. They got 4 doubles and a single, had 3 straight hits with runners. Well, 3 straight hits with runners in scoring position. And we're able to drive in those 4 runs. So they were able to put it all together there in the 6th and really blew this game open by the standards of this super regional. In fact, the highest margin of victory for any team was North Georgia, beating Lenore Rhine 8-3 in their first elimination game yesterday afternoon. So that tells you how good of games we've had here at this regional here in 2017. 1-1 delivery, swing and a miss. And Duncan down a ball and 2 strikes now to Yarborough. And the 1-2. Able to stay back on the off-speed pitch and rips it to left. So Duncan does a nice job of recognizing the off-speed pitch. Lines it to left for a 1-out single. A little bit of an interesting note, though, comparing the regional from last year and this year for North Georgia. Nighthawks were only able to score a total of 7 runs in that regional that they hosted here last year. So the 8 runs against Lenore Rhine was more than they scored in the entire regional last year. So scoring more runs here and getting more dominant pitching. So we'll have a meeting at the mound now. Yarborough out there with Parker, and it looks like Turner at first, as I guess Reynolds had to run back in and get that cap again. We saw her do it earlier in the ball game when the rain started coming down hard to try to keep that moisture off of her glasses that she wears while she's playing. As the first pitch delivery here by Yarborough finds its own for strike 1. It's Kaylee Turner in there hitting for North Georgia. We saw Kristen Adkins hitting the spot and strikeout looking her last time up, so another hitter for North Georgia. We saw Turner a lot toward the end of the season playing third, but it's been Hannah McSwain there during the regional. Kaylee's a .292 hitter with a homer and 14 RBIs, so a nice bat that you can bring off the bench in a spot like this one, trying to put together an extended inning and drive in insurance runs, as that pitch finds the inside corner for strike 2. Duncan, a good runner at first. And the 1-2 delivery has hit foul down the third base line. A nice catch made on a bounce by a fan out there, as there is a 3-tier seating area out there that's grass, no seats. But I mean, you can bring a lawn chair out there and have plenty of space for yourself. Turner able to square the ball up there, but was way ahead of it. And the one will face a 1-2 delivery from Yarborough here, who sends the ball in, and it's high for ball 2. Looking like an off-speed pitch there. Perhaps trying to get Turner out front of that ball. Hannah McSwain on deck has a double and a single, so a dangerous hitter for North Georgia lurking in the on-deck circle. And the 1-2. High for ball 2. And Duncan able to head into second with a stolen base there, so using her speed to good use there. We saw Hartness steal a base and score in the first with one away. We've now seen Duncan steal a base and get to second here, and we'll see if the Nighthawks can drive her in and answer that run from Limestone in the bottom of the sixth. 1-2 delivery is once again fouled off down the left field line. That one will make its way on to Bob Stein Stadium. Count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the full count delivery. That ball is hit in the air to left field and deep. Mabry going back, still going back. It's a pinch hit. 2-run homer off the bench for Kaylee Turner. And she makes it an 8-1 ball game for the Nighthawks. Duncan will come in to score. And the Nighthawks answer Limestone and get one more here in the top half of the 7th, as they've scored 8 runs in a game for the second time in this NCAA Southeast Regional. And it's always nice when you can call for a pinch hitter off the bench. He puts together a lengthy at bat, lights off a couple of pitchers' pitches, and then drives the ball over the fence in left center. It's another home run for the Nighthawks today. It's their second homer of the day. Came in with only 2 home runs in total in this regional. We're a team that hit 60 homers coming into this game, so that's 62 overall. For Turner, just her second homer of the year. And Hannah McSwain will come to the plate. Double and a single in this ball game, with a line out to second sandwich between those 2 hits. And Yarborough ready again, and she will deliver. Looked like an illegal pitch was called there. So it'll be 1-0 instead of 0-1. So a swing in the way of McSwain. Not sure what happened there. Her foot might have gone outside of those 2 white lines you see leading up to the pitcher's rubber. If foot perhaps lands entirely outside of one of those, might have been what happened there. Led to the illegal pitch. The count even at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 delivery. Ball is fouled back to the screen by McSwain. Was on that pitch, but cut and just missed it. So ball and 2 strikes. Yarborough was able to get the ground out to short to start, but a single and a homer by pinch hitter Kaylee Turner has led to 2 more Nighthawk runs. They scored 6 runs in the last inning and a third against this Limestone squad. And the 1-2. And it came inside and hit McSwain. And so she'll head to first with 1 away. That's the third hit batsman we've seen for the Nighthawks. Had back-to-back hit batsmen in the 5th inning, Finch and Anthony, before Hammondtree flew out to right as the Nighthawks got those 2 hit batters to load the bases with 2 outs. Flip the lineup with McSwain on first now, and Sidney Sprague goes 0 for 4, will come to the plate. Rips that ball foul down the third base line. And it looks like it took a deflection there and hit an unsuspecting Coach Mike Davenport down the third base line for North Georgia. As rain continues to fall here in the 7th inning. Count no balls and a strike. And the 0-1 finds the outer third for strike 2. So Sprague has struggled in this regional. He had a 2-run homer yesterday, had a couple of hits in 8 tries, went 0 for 3 against North Greenville, 0 for 4 today. She's 2 for 15 in the regional. 0-2 delivery outside for ball 1. That one of those hits yesterday, though, for North Georgia. The difference in the ball game in that North Greenville game. So she did come up big for the Nighthawks, as those were the only 2 runs they needed to win that game. It's been a number of different contributors in this game for the Nighthawks. Got a solo homer from Hammondtree. Got key RBI single from Finch in the first. Last couple of innings were where the Nighthawks have really turned it on. 4 doubles and a single last inning to drive in 4 runs. Got the leadoff double from Duncan, who scored a run now in 2 straight innings. 6th inning continued with a strikeout by pinch hitter Kristen Adkins, and you then got a run-scoring double by McSwain, fly out from Sprague to left. You then had 3 straight 2-out RBI hits, doubles from Hartness and Frierson, a single from Finch. That was a 1-2 delivery here. Is outside for ball 2, and they will pick McSwain off at first, as it looked like the snap throw down there and the tag by Turner at first got between her and the bag. She shielded her a little bit from getting back to the bag cleanly as she went down, and the glove was laid down where I guess McSwain was trying to put her hand, and the tag mate for out number 2 as the 1-2 delivery here, low for ball 2. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Yarborough 1 out away from getting out of this inning and sending Limestone to the bottom half with a lot of work to do to try to advance in the NCAA tournament. That pitch high for ball 3. If they could win this game, they would head to the Super Regionals and not have to worry about an if necessary game. But North Georgia doing everything they can to get to that if necessary game, give them a chance to win this regional. The delivery high for ball 4. So now the pickoff at first hurts even more for North Georgia. That'll bring Steph Hartness to the plate, who's 1 for 2 with a couple of walks, has scored a couple of runs and driven in 1 for North Georgia as well. Speedy runner in Sprague at first. The first pitch here high and away for ball 1. Sydney has stolen 10 bases in 14 attempts this year. And the 1-0 delivery to Hartness catches the outer third for strike 1. And the count even at a ball and a strike. Delivery there, low for ball 2. So a 2-out walk afforded to Sprague, and now 2 out of 3 pitches for Yarborough in this at bat. Miss outside the strike zone. Dangerous hitter and Hartness at the plate. The delivery is hit into right field, but will be caught by Hill, who's been able to catch a number of balls out there that have been hit hard by the Nighthawks, but they're able to get 2 more runs on a Kaylee Turner pinch hit 2-run homer to left center. We head to the bottom half of the 7th. Last chance for Limestone to tie this one or win it here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
Think of the NCAA as a spirit squad, cheering for student athletes at every big event and every small one. We'd be there in the classroom, at graduation, at their first job interview. Okay, so don't think of us as a spirit squad. Think of us as a mascot. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
New pitcher on the mound, or excuse me, in the circle for the Nighthawks here to start the bottom of the 7th inning. And new pitcher is Amber Johns. She's making her 24th appearance, an 8-2 record, ERA of 1.83. She's thrown 5 complete games for the Nighthawks this year in 76 and a third innings, 53 hits, 29 runs, 20 of them earned, 40 walks, 54 Ks. Opponents hitting 199 against her. Kaylee Turner also stays in the game and is out there at second for North Georgia. This is the first appearance for Johns since she got the start against Columbus State on April 15th. Went an inning in that game, gave up a hit, no runs, not earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. She'll face 8-9-1 in this Limestone lineup, and Jordan Howell will lead off. She's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and the ground outs. So Johns trying to get the final out in this ball game. Perhaps give Kylie Smith a little bit of a rest. First pitch high for ball 1. Expect that the Nighthawks will probably try to ride Smith as far as they can, and any chance they get to give her a little bit of rest, they'll take. 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss. John's a different kind of pitcher from Kylie Smith as well. Smith more the Rembrandt, nibbler, the artist, if you will, trying to hit the corners and really keep you off speed. John's really just a simple blow the ball by you type pitcher. Can't even hear it, a ball and a strike. Strikeout numbers don't reflect that as she only has 54 in 76 innings, but has a pretty lively fastball and a good speed pitch to go with that. And the 1-2 delivery on the way. Just missed at the knees. Must have been just below them for ball 2, so they count 2 balls and 2 strikes on Howell. The rain continues to fall here at the Hill. 2-2 delivery, and that ball is hit back to John. She'll let Sprague grab, throw to first for out number 1. And a nice job there. Would have been tough for her to make the catch and then have to set her feet and throw, as she'd have to turn completely toward first. Better angle for Sprague, and she's able to make the catch for out number 1 as it'll be Shea Reynolds to come to the plate, playing second today. She's 0 for 2 with a ground out to first and a pop out to second. And Phil will come in for the lefty for Limestone. He's yet to hit a homer on the year, 5 RBIs, more of a slap type hitter, and hits that ball in the air, popped up on the infield, and it'll be Kaylee Turner calling off Sprague, making the catch for out number 2. So another pump out to second for Reynolds, and quickly 2 up, 2 down in the inning for Johns. We'll flip the lineup, though, and the dangerous part of the lineup will come to the plate with Bailey Mabry coming to the plate. She's 1 for 3 with a single in the 5th, struck out in the 3rd, and flew out to center in the 1st. And North Georgia 1 out away from forcing the if necessary game that was scheduled for today. First pitch delivery here, low for ball 1. The Nighthawks having to go for that if necessary game due to the fact they lost their first game of the regional to North Greenville, so they would have to beat Limestone twice to advance to the Super Regionals. And the delivery here is outside, and that's ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Mabry's hit the ball well for Limestone. 2 hits in the game against North Greenville and 2 runs scored yesterday, a run, an RBI, and a hit in the game against Lenore Ryan, their first game. Also has a hit in this ball game, so that's 4 for her in the regional. As the delivery here, off speed, way outside for ball 3, and it's a 3-1 count on the Limestone righty. So a dangerous pitch forthcoming from Johns. He's back in the circle trying to close this one out. 3-1 delivery. Inside, nearly hit her. Ball 4, so Mabry will head down to first. Limestone able to put a base runner on with 2 away. As it'll bring Sam Thornton to the plate, who's 3 for 3, yet to be retired today. We'll see if Johns has any success where Smith didn't today. Probably the only hitter that she failed to dominate in this ball game. First pitch here from Johns on the way. Fastball over the inside corner for strike 1. Thornton only had a hit in 3 tries in the regional, so broke out with the 3 for 3 performance here. Gives her 4 hits and 6 tries in the regional. Fouls that one back to the screen, and Limestone down to their last strike in this ball game now. Down 8-1. Only managed 5 hits in the ball game. They've definitely had their opportunities, first, third, and fifth innings, but North Georgia able to hold them to the solo homer to lead off the top of the 6th inning. As the 0-2 delivery on the way. And that ball is hit in the air into shallow left. Spray going out. Duncan coming on. Can't make the play. Tried to throw behind Mabry at second, but a bloop single to left by Thornton keeps the game alive. That's her 4th hit of the ball game. And that'll bring the dangerous Caroline Hill to the plate, who grounded into a 6-3 double play her last time up. It's also reached on an error and hit into a 4-3 fielder's choice. Hill hit a homer and drove in 3 runs against North Greenville yesterday, so we got a mess there. And fouled that one back to the screen. She just got a piece of it. Picked up 6 hits in their conference tournament, added 5 more coming into this ball game as that pitch high for ball 1. So she's been arguably the hottest hitter for Limestone here in the postseason. Johns trying to get out of this inning. 1-1 delivery on the way. Ball is popped up, foul. That'll get over here near the press box, and we'll get over it, so we are save the loud clang. Limestone once again down to their last strike and their last out in this ball game. Been able to get a walk and a single so far, facing this 8-1 deficit. And the 1-2 delivery. And that actually hit Hill, as that off-speed pitch from Johns came inside, so that'll load the bases with 2 away. Walk, a single, and a hit by pitch. And that'll bring Swearinger to the plate, who hit a grand slam hit a solo homer her last time up. A homer here, as I was going to say, would be a grand slam and make this game a lot more interesting. Nighthawks would like to get the out here. Swearinger 1 for 1, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, walked in the 1st. And now meeting out there to talk to Johns, who Was able to get the first 2 outs of the inning pretty easily. But since then, he has been unable to get the 3rd out from the top part of this lineup, who's really done all the damage today. In fact, hitters 6 through 9 in the Limestone lineup, a combined 0 for 12 with 5 strikeouts. And have been unable to get the ball off the infield. And the delivery here, high for ball 1 to Swearinger. In fact, if you even will look at the 5-hole for Limestone, it's 0 for 15. Spots 5 through 9. The 1-0 pitch, high for ball 2. So a run given up here might not be the worst thing in the world, but certainly don't want to concede anything to Limestone here. Johns is behind 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0 delivery on the way. Missed high and in for ball 3 there, so she's way behind Swearinger, 3 balls, no strikes. Limestone have only been able to score a run on 6 hits. Well, 6 of those hits coming from the top 4 hitters in the order. 3-0 delivery is popped up on the infield. This should do it. And the catch will be made by Sprague as she and McSwain bump into each other. So even with the final out of the game, the Nighthawks make it interesting as a walk, a single, and a hit by pitch load the bases for 2 outs, but once again, Limestone unable to once again come through in this ball game. So we'll go to a short break. We'll wrap this one up for you as North Georgia stays alive, forces the if necessary game. That will come at 3 p.m. We'll have that here on the Nighthawk Sports Network, and we'll head to that break and give you the post-game report here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
This is why we love sports. It's in the way they play, free from the pressures and all the money talk. Playing for simply the love of the game, where everyone has a shot at their definition of success on and off the field. This is what we love about sports, and what we can still love about college sports.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division II Softball Championship, May 25th through 29th at Moyer Park in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
This would be a great day to play perfect, wouldn't it?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
And back here as the final for game number 6, the championship game here today. The first game of what will now be 2 finishes 8-1 in favor of North Georgia, who forced the if necessary game that we talked about earlier in the broadcast. And is scheduled to set at 3 p.m. Scheduled to play at 3 p.m. So that's when first pitch will be. We'll be back on for that one. But it's the Nighthawks who are able to come out on top in this ball game. Get a good performance from Kylie Smith, who picks up her 30th win on the year. Went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, a run. That run earned a walk, 6 strikeouts. The loss goes to Josie Weber, who went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Amber Johns out of the bullpen for the Nighthawks, a scoreless inning, even though she gave up a hit, a walk, and a hit batsman to make things interesting at the end. Bailey Yarborough out of the bullpen gives up a 2-run homer in her inning of work to Kaylee Turner. She also walked 1, didn't strike out any, did Yarborough, with the Nighthawks able to put 8 runs on the board for the second time in the regional. Did it against Lenore Ryan in their first game yesterday, and able to do it against Limestone here. The Nighthawks led at the plate by Steph Hartness, who went 1 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI. Alicia Frierson, a double, a run scored, and an RBI as well. Jessica Finch, 2 for 3 with 2 RBI singles. Lexi Duncan, a single and a double, scored 2 runs as well. Han McSwain, 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Kaylee Turner off the bench, a 2-run homer. As the Nighthawks picked up 10 hits in this ball game, Limestone able to manage 6 hits and really had their opportunities. They were led at the plate by Sam Thornton, who went an impressive 4 for 4, but was unable to be plated. The only run came on an Emma Swearingen solo homer to left center to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning, but the only other hit came from Bailey Mabry, as the 5 through 9 hitters in the lineup went a combined 0 for 15. So it was North Georgia who was able to get production from their bottom half of the order. Limestone did not, and that really made the difference in this ball game. And with that production, the Nighthawks able to force a Game 7 in the regional. So it'll be a winner-take-all game. First pitch set for 3 p.m. We'll have that for you here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. For all of us here at NSN, I'm Thomas Kendrick saying have a good afternoon, and we'll see you at 3 p.m.